Welcome to EduTerrain and a warm good evening to you all. Hope you all had a great weekend. So with all that enthusiasm, let's start today's session. And this week I have completely dedicated to one of the most important aspect of your exam preparations, that is NABARD Grade A and RBI Grade B, knowing all about the examination. See, whenever we start any competitive examination preparation, we first try to understand what are the requirements and various other things about the examination. Only then we'll be able to start our preparation in a very correct manner. So the same thing, on the same lines, I'm going to take these sessions this week continuously, all about NABARD Grade A examination, RBI Grade B examination, and what are the various phases, what are the various subjects, the most important ones which I am focusing currently, all that we'll be doing. Okay, with this introduction, let me start today's session. So today I'm going to take you through all about NABARD Grade A examination. Okay, see, when we talk about NABARD Grade A examination, what is the first thing that you do whenever you decide that I have to appear for this examination or I have to prepare for this examination? What exactly would you do? Yes, anyone? So NABARD, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. So while you ponder over the question for answer, I'll take you through some other content associated with the session itself, and these are my credentials. You can go through it later as well. Yes, the first thing that we have to look into is what exactly is this organization that we are going to work for, right? Only then we'll be able to understand what its requirements related to the people that it is recruiting. So the first thing that anyone has to look into when they start any competitive exam preparation is the organization itself. Later will come all that, post क्या है, eligibility क्या है, all वो सेकेंडरी है. सबसे पहले आपको जानना है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के बारे में, तभी तो हमें पता चलेगा कि उसकी रिक्वायरमेंट क्या है, राइट? सो the first thing, what is NABARD? It is India's Apex Development Bank. Earlier it was in combination with RBI and Government of India, but currently it is fully owned by the Government of India. So सबसे पहले इसका क्या था, RBI के अंडर एक एग्रीकल्चर का डिवीजन था, एग्रीकल्चर डेवलपमेंट डिवीजन. But after that, after a few years, it thought that there should be something that should be carved out exclusively for the rural development based on the Shivaraman Committee. So based on that, they have instituted Shivaraman Committee, and that committee is the one that has suggested the launch of this bank, and thus came NABARD Bank, India's apex development bank, especially in the field of rural development. Okay, now what is its objective? To promote sustainable and equitable agriculture and rural development, so that all that ARD that we study, it boils down to this objective only. And the vision is development of the nation for fostering rural prosperity. See, these are, आपको लग रहा होगा why ma'am is focusing on this. ऐसे ही कई सारे questions पूछे गए हैं students से interviews में. Okay, so that also you have to focus. What is the vision of NABARD? So until and unless you understand what exactly is it into, what it is into. Okay, next is its mission. Promote sustainable, equitable agriculture and rural development through participative financial and non-financial interventions, innovations, technology and institutional development for securing prosperity. So in order to whatever that it has taken the vision, based on that only its mission statement is fostering rural prosperity. How they are going to do? Through participate, they would themselves participate in the financial and non-financial interventions which are required for the development of rural India. Now it was established in 1982 under the Act of Parliament, Act 61 of 1981, based on the Committee to Review the Arrangements for Institutional Credit for Agriculture and Rural Development, that is Crassiford Committee, whose chairman is Shri B. Srivaraman, former member of Planning Commission. So based on that, on 30th March 1979, they have been instituted, and in 1982 came NABARD. Okay, so now what are the functions of NABARD? When you have understood, okay, ये NABARD है, मुझे इस एग्जाम के लिए अपियर होना है, NABARD ग्रेड ए ग्रेड बी आता है, देन बचपन में ऐसे ना, when we think about what do you will become when you grow old, we say, okay, when you grow big, we say that I want to become a doctor, I want to become an engineer, something like that. So for that, you'll think, okay, what should I do? What is the educational qualification required, or what are the where I have to study? All that you will be scouting out. Similarly is this case. So here when we talk about NABARD grade A or grade B, or even development assistant also, वो भी एक है. But currently we'll be focusing on NABARD grade A. So we'll see, okay, this is the organization, what are its functions, how would we fit into that, right? So when we talk about NABARD functions, it has already said participative financial and non-financial activities, right? So financial activities include providing direct finance to various projects through various funds that it has already has, refinancing the entire structure of banks, rural banks that are under its purview, like your state cooperative banks, district central cooperative banks, regional rural banks, etc., by providing them with finance. Developmental activities, it takes up developmental activities not only in farm sector, that is agriculture, but off farm sector. It also works on the financial inclusion, microcredit innovation, institutional and rural R&D, research and development. Along with the developmental activities में दो और है, what are these? Exclusively currently focusing climate change. Okay, and then various schemes that are sponsored by NABARD itself. See, along with many schemes that are being run by the government of India, NABARD also itself runs many schemes so that it can reach the poor, and also the अगर कुछ institutional requirement है, developmental requirements, that all would be taken up through this. And again उसमें भी farm sector or farm related schemes, etc., it has launched. Along with it, obviously supervisory activities, inspection, everything. When they are running, when they are refinancing, they should understand how the fund is going, how they are able to distribute, how they are able to function. All that comes under the supervisory function. Well, they will be looking into the functions of all those banks or the institutions that are under its purview. Okay, these are the various functions of NABARD. अभी हो गया. नेक्स्ट कम्स, अभी नाबार्ड के बारे में तो हमने देख लिया है. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन दैट कम्स इनटू आवर माइंड इज व्हाट आर द वेरियस disciplines or vacancies under which the notification is released every year or whenever they are vacant. So here these are the various disciplines. One, the general one, which is what we generally focus. Okay, computer and information technology, finance, company secretary, civil engineering, electrical engineering, geoinformatics, forestry, food processing, statistics, land development, all these, there are various disciplines under which the vacancies are released. Again, number थोड़ा ऊपर नीचे हो सकता है, but generally the disciplines that they focus or they release in huge numbers or large numbers is the general post. Okay, now some important points that you have to understand when it comes to the vacancies and disciplines. One, the candidate can apply for only one discipline of his or her choice. In case of multiple applications within disciplines, only the last application submitted will be considered valid and fee against all other applications would be forfeited. So you have to make up your mind and apply only for one of these disciplines. One can't go for many disciplines. And agriculture के साथ general के साथ there is one agriculture as well. Here it has not been mentioned. So the candidates must possess the required educational qualification as on the particular date that is mentioned in the notification. Also, as on that particular date mentioned, the candidate also has to have required age as well. Okay, so they mention that in the notification itself, all these details. Okay, so now next eligibility criteria. अभी हमें एग्जाम के ये सारे डिसिप्लिन. ओके, लेट मी सी वेयर आई फिट. ओके, सो हर एक डिसिप्लिन का दे हैव देयर एजुकेशनल रिक्वायरमेंट्स, एंड इन दिस सेशन विल बी फोकसिंग मोस्टली ऑन दिस जनरल post only, but still if you have any doubts related to the other post as well, you can ask me. So eligibility criteria, the first thing, the candidate should be an Indian citizen. Second, academic qualifications, general, जो general post के लिए है, bachelor's degree in any subject from any recognized university or institutions. The first myth that is busted here is NABARD, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. The first thing that comes to anyone is, अच्छा ये तो agriculture वालों के लिए है exam. It's not that. The general post exclusively, it is open for all. Okay, रूरल डेवलपमेंट बैंकिंग सर्विसेज RDBS का जो पोस्ट होता है अंडर जनरल, इट इज ओपन फॉर ऑल. एंड व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट नाबार्ड ग्रेड ए, ये असिस्टेंट मैनेजर का पोस्ट होता है. ओके, एंड बैचलर्स डिग्री इन एनी सब्जेक्ट फ्रॉम एनी रिकॉग्नाइज्ड यूनिवर्सिटी और इंस्टीट्यूशन विथ अ मिनिमम ऑफ 60 मार्क्स. ये जनरल वालों के लिए है. If they fall under SC, ST or Divyangjans, it would be 55% in aggregate. Or postgraduate degree, MBA, postgraduate diploma in management, MBA, masters in business administration with a minimum of 55% marks. Regulars के लिए, general वालों के लिए वही SC, ST और Divyangjans है तो उनके लिए 50%. ठीक है, in aggregate. और CA भी हो सकता है, कोई कंपनी सेक्रेटरी या ICWA CA रिलेटेड ही है, और PhD फ्रॉम इंस्टीट्यूशंस बट आगे रिकॉग्नाइज्ड बाय द ईदर गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया और यूनिवर्सिटी ग्रांट्स कमीशन, दैट इज द UGC. सो दिस आर द एकेडमिक क्वालिफिकेशंस. नाउ अगेन कई बार ऐसा होता है कि नो इन फ्यू इंस्टीट्यूशंस और एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशंस दे टेक अप GPA, grade point average, overall GPA and all that. So for that they have already mentioned the scale here, as you can see here 6.75 से लेके ऊपर it would be first division, aggregate percentage 60%, 6.25 से second 5.75 तक second again, but यहाँ percentage change होता है. So accordingly based on the score that you have got either in CGPA or OGPA or CPI or similar terminologies that are used in various institutions, that you can convert into percentage using this table. Thereby you can understand where you fit here, whether you are eligible or not. Now academic eligibility भी आपका हो गया, you are eligible. Now next comes the age criteria. Now age criteria, when we talk about, they'll mention as on date it should be 21 years minimum or maximum 30 years. उसके बाद OBCs के लिए 3 years plus SC, STs and दिव्यांगजन उन सब के लिए 5 years का extension मिल जाता है अपर हायर कैटेगरी के एज में. रिलैक्सेशन. Now all the educational qualifications should have been obtained from universities or institutions incorporated by an act of central or state legislature India, that is recognized. In simpler terms, इन सब में भी नहीं जाओगे तो भी in simpler terms they should be recognized either by the state or the UGC, as you can see, or other educational institution established by an act of parliament or declared to be deemed as a university under section 3 of UD Act 1956. So this we have to be very very careful. कई बार बच्चे सोचते ये ऊपर वाला देख लेते हैं and they start preparing and all that, and while applying their college or from wherever that they are preparing or they have done their graduation or post graduation, it's not recognized by UGC. So that the entire all that time, energy, everything goes waste. So please be very very careful and understand this. Only recognized university under which college में आप पढ़ रहे हो, that only would be eligible. Now next, as I've said, age criteria. They must be between 21 and 30 years of age, and this they mention as on this date. So you have to be careful with date kya hai, and accordingly you have to calculate your age, whether you fall under that bracket or not. So minimum 21, maximum 30. So upper limit से 3 years का हमें मिल जाता है OBCs के लिए, and 5 years for SC, STs and Divyangjans. See here, reservation for the Divyangjan. So note, the candidates from Divyangjan category, PWBD category will be eligible for age relaxation and exemption from the payment of application fee. However, they have to provide with the intimation charges. Okay, and PWBD candidates applying against unreserved post will not be eligible for relaxation in percentage in educational qualification. However, age relaxation मिल जाता है हमको. So very careful one has to be. Okay, now this we have understood. Okay, we have seen that institution के बारे में भी हमने जान लिया है, or that is organization. Now we also know the eligibility criteria. Now I am eligible. Okay, now once this crosses, now next thing that you have to focus on, what is the pattern of the examination, what is it I have to do, what is it I have to study. Okay, I am eligible, I have that age qualification, we have educational qualification, age, everything I am fit. Now focus on what exactly is the examination pattern. When we talk about NABARD Grade A examination, the pattern or the examination pattern is conducted, the examination is conducted in 3 phases. Okay, phase 1 prelims, and it is completely qualifying in nature, but NABARD grade में they also check knowledge here as well. Unlike other examinations, RBI है, RBI में when we talk about preliminary, it is purely qualifying in nature. Current general awareness, quants, reasoning, English, इतना ही रहता है. But when we talk about prelims of NABARD grade A examination, there are 8 subjects, and उस subject B, there are 2 sections that you can say. One is the qualifying section, okay, and other is the merit section. That in the coming slide we'll discuss. Okay, so यहाँ पे they'll check qualifying भी है, and knowledge testing also will happen. Okay, once you are through with the prelims, you will be moved to phase 2, that is the mains examination. Now when we talk about mains examination, it would be again of 2 papers, paper 1 and paper 2. Okay, this also we'll be discussing in a detailed manner in the coming slides. Now you are through with the mains as well. Now you will be moved to phase 3, that is the PI, personal interview, and after which the final selection, your name will appear in the final selection. So for this, the marks considered would be of mains plus interview. So the higher you score in means, कई बार ऐसा होता है कि ना बच्चों को लगता है कि यार मेरा पर्सनल इंटरव्यू में ना इतना सही से नहीं हो पाता है. Focus on your mains score. You plan your strategy in such a way that you score as much as possible in mains, so that would get compensated with your interview, because these are added to this, and based on the final score is 250 marks only, your selection, final selection would be there. So please be very careful. जैसे कि prelims में strategy होनी चाहिए कि you have to just cross it cut off, whatever the cut-offs that would be there. जैसे qualifying sections के लिए already set cut-offs होते हैं, and for merit sections based on the individual cut-off and overall cut-off, you would be moved to phase 2. So you have to focus mostly on that cut-off only. But mains, the strategy should not be like that. Your strategy should be in a manner where you have to strategy yourself that you have to score as much as possible. Okay, so prelims it is of total 200 marks, mains 200 marks, and personality test 50 marks. So overall ये दोनों मिलके आपको they'll help you in your final destination, that is your. Okay, now preliminary examination structure. Now when we talk about preliminary examination structure, as I've said, there would be 8 subjects See, these are the name of the test: reasoning, English, computers, quants, decision making. 2 years back ही 2 या 3 years back ही decision making ऐड किया है इन्होंने. General awareness, economic and social issues, again with focus on rural India, and agriculture and rural development with emphasis on rural India. Both these are based focused on rural India. Now, total marks, as I've said, 200 marks का है, so it's 200 questions, 200 marks, and you'll be given composite time of 120 minutes. This is also one of the beauty of NABARD examination, unlike RBI where you'll have sectional timings. अब ये whatever that I have prepared, it is based on the notification from 2023. So we are not expecting any changes further, but still current उस टाइम तक तो इट वॉज कॉम्पोजिट टाइम ओनली, सो दैट यहाँ पे ये यूज ये है कि वेर एवर यू कैन फील दैट यू कैन डू इट इन अ वेरी फास्टर मैनर, यू कैन डेडिकेट द रेस्ट ऑफ द टाइम टू द those sections where it takes more time, or to those sections where we can they help us to move further in to phase 2. Okay, and it is bilingual, Hindi and English में होता है, except English, which will be completely in English only. Okay, and second important point, now when we talk about this preliminary examination, as I've said earlier also, we have qualifying subjects and merit section, 2 sections. So here these 5, test of reasoning, English, computers, quants, decision making, these 5, these are qualifying in nature. That is the notification, it's in notification, after that they'll give some details of the examination, the kind of questions that are asked. There only they'll mention that this is the qualifying marks for each of these tests. For example, test of reasoning, here it is 20 marks, so they might give qualifying mark as 5 or 6 example. Okay, so you have to plan yourself in such a best strategy is you have to plan, because we have to only, यहाँ पे क्या है, फेज 1 का हमें कट ऑफ्स क्लियर करना है, हमें मैक्सिमम स्कोर नहीं करना है, हमें स्टेट फर्स्ट या इंडिया फर्स्ट ऐसे आना नहीं है. ओनली थिंग इज वी हैव टू क्लियर द कट ऑफ. सो योर स्ट्रैटेजी शुड बी इन अ मैनर, ये क्वालिफाइंग मार्क्स जो भी है, अगर इतने भी क्वेश्चन सही से बन गए, सो यू कैन मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट सेक्शन. बिकॉज कई बार ऐसा होता है कि ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस में ही सही, कई बार वी नो दैट ओनली 5 मार्क्स क्वालिफाइंग एंड वी नो दैट 5 क्वेश्चंस तो परफेक्ट करेक्ट है, बट स्टिल वी टेंड टू डू सम मोर क्वेश्चंस. करना चाहिए व्हेन यू आर कॉन्फिडेंट. अगर वहां पे कुछ भी होता है, नेगेटिव मार्किंग है यहाँ पे, फॉर एवरी रॉन्ग आंसर यू विल लूज 0.25 मार्क्स फॉर एवरी वन रॉन्ग क्वेश्चन. सो there is a risk, so you have to be very careful on that. So similarly, English, computers, quants, decision making, look at the best strategy would be looking at the qualifying marks and accordingly answer. Now the rest of the time that you will save, you can focus on general awareness, ESA and ARD. These 3 subjects, these are merit sections. So why merit sections? Because the marks you score in these 3 subjects will help you move to phase 2, that is the mains examination. Okay, so individual, here also sectional cutoff also would be there and overall cutoff would be there. So in general awareness there would be sectional cutoff, ESA sectional cutoff, individual sections, and sectional cutoff. After that overall cutoff. Based on that, अगर जो भी आपके कैटेगरी है उसमें जो भी कट ऑफ होगा उसके बेसिस पे यू विल बी मूव टू phase 2. So you have to focus on these 3 put together have 100 marks, and this is the criteria where you will be moved to phase 2. So here cutoff बहुत important है. How do you strategize here? Now again based on the previous year cutoffs जो भी है, you can target प्लस 10 to 15 मार्क्स. अगर उतना करेंगे तो एटलीस्ट 10 मार्क्स तक तो हो जाएगा, क्योंकि ईयर ऑन ईयर कॉम्पिटिशन इज इंक्रीजिंग, अकॉर्डिंगली द कट ऑफ इज ऑल्सो गोइंग हाई. अनलेस इफ द पेपर इज टू हार्ड और कंप्लीटली उन्होंने कुछ लेवल ऑफ द पेपर चेंज कर दिया है, देयर वी कैन एक्सपेक्ट थोड़ा कट ऑफ कम हो जाए पिछली बार से. अदरवाइज ईयर ऑन ईयर इट इज ऑन ए इंक्रीजिंग ट्रेंड ओनली. ओके, Yes, wherever you feel like you're having doubts, please let me know. And note, important note, as I said, qualifying sections. These 5 merit sections, GA, ES and ARD. And shortlisting of the candidates for the main examination will be based on the marks that are scored in the merit section only. Qualifying वाले just you have to qualify, उतना ही है. अच्छा, आपने qualify कर लिया, okay. Cut off कुछ नहीं है. That's the reason I was suggesting you to strategize yourself that जो भी cut off, जो भी qualifying mark है, उतने questions तक अगर आपने you know that you'll be able to score that much, you can focus rest on the merit section. Give more time there. Okay. Now mains examination. अब आप phase 1 भी clear कर लिया आपने. You have been moved to phase 2 or the mains examination. Now उसका pattern क्या है? उसमें 2 papers है. One is the paper 1 and the other is the paper 2. Paper 1 general English, that is descriptive English. Here online descriptive होता है and the number of questions would be 3 to 4. This all depends on the examiner. Every year they keep on, they tend to change this. 3 to 4 questions you will be asked. It can be a letter, it can be essay writing, it can be précis writing, it can be comprehension passage as per the examiners. उस time की strategy जो भी accordingly they will give you. And marks would be 100, duration 90 minutes. You have to type, not writing here, again typing the answers using a keyboard. Now what should be your strategy and what are some important points that you have to focus here? Now when we talk about descriptive English, the first and important the thing that comes to a student's mind is, अरे मेरा English तो इतना sophisticated नहीं है, इतना hi-fi नहीं है, it's not that hi-fi or sophisticated. Here they are not going to check the बहुत ही hi-fi language or nothing. They'll be testing you on 2 major things. One, how are you going to present the whatever the question that has been answered, that the answer for the question that is being asked, and 2, how grammatically how well you are. Okay, grammatically your formats. So here the most important points that you have to focus for descriptive English is 1, फॉर्मेट्स. लेटर फॉर्मेट है तो एग्जैक्टली वही फॉर्मेट यूज़ करना है. बिजनेस लेटर्स है, बिजनेस लेटर्स ही पूछते हैं. सो यू हैव टू सी कहाँ पे डेट डालना है, वेयर यू हैव टू राइट द एग्जैक्ट सब्जेक्ट, notation and whatever the content that you are writing, everything should be perfect formats. Second thing, the presentation, that is, even if it's simplest of the English, it should be presented well. And I mean जो बंदा देख रहा है ना, he is reading, they should be able to understand whatever that you have written. बहुत ज़्यादा grammatically वो मत कीजिए. So grammatically and presentation, very very important. Okay. And fourth, when we talk about descriptive English, you have to stick to the word limit, whatever that has been mentioned in the paper. So all these if you can do, okay, it would be very easy to clear this. And जो भी word limit है plus or minus 5% चलता है, but not more than that. Don't go beyond that word limit. Okay. And if you can follow this, you can do well. And what kind of questions are asked? Generally the questions would be either from the ESI or ARD topics or general जो current affairs, burning कुछ current affairs होते हैं ना, उसी में से they prepare, they give you, generally tend to give you letter writing or passage or essay writing, etc. So formats, words, topics, presentation, 0 grammatical mistakes, these would help you in clearing this very easily. Anyway, आप ESA ARD के लिए prepare कर ही रहे हो, so obviously that all topics would be helpful here as well. Okay, now paper 1 हो गया है, moving to paper 2. पेपर 2 में आपके जनरलिस्ट पोस्ट के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. Here we are talking about the generalist post. So when we talk about the generalist post, it would be ESI plus ARD. Then ma'am, what about the other subjects? एग्रीकल्चर है, लैंड डेवलपमेंट है, फाइनेंस है, सो वहाँ पे दोज रेस्पेक्टिव सब्जेक्ट्स क्वेश्चंस वुड बी आस्क्ड रादर देन ईयर प्लेस एआरडी. फॉर एग्जांपल एग्रीकल्चर है, फेज 1 सबके लिए सेम रहेगा. Phase 1 is, sorry I forgot to add this, phase 1 would be common for all the disciplines, same paper, no change. But phase 2 it would differ. Generalist के लिए it would be ESI plus ARD and specialist post के लिए it would be the post. For example agriculture के लिए है, so the paper would be of agriculture. For finance the paper would be of finance. Land development, so land development के लिए जो भी soil science and all that would be there, and accordingly qualifications also would change. Okay, now here comes ESA and ARD. Again one of the beauty of the NABARD Grade A examination. Phase 1 already ESA and ARD is there, so whatever the preparation that you are doing, that would be helpful here. So for phase 2, while preparing for phase 1 itself, more than half of the preparation is done. Second important point, see, already prescribed syllabus is there for your ESA and ARD, so you need not run from pillar to post to understand what is the syllabus, what are the topics, nothing, everything is mentioned. Third important point, see, when you look at the notification, it clearly says that the syllabus that they are mentioning for ARD and ESI is for phase 2. So since the subjects are same, we generally prepare phase 1 also on the lines of syllabus of phase 2 ESA and ARD. So आपका प्रिपरेशन आधे से ज़्यादा वहाँ हो गया है. नो व्हाट शुड यू फोकस व्हेन इट कम्स टू फेज 2? थोड़े से लेवल ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस वुड बी हाई एंड विल हैव डिस्क्रिप्टिव क्वेश्चंस एज वेल. सो हियर 2 पैटर्न्स में ये होता है टाइप्स. One is the objective paper and the other is descriptive. So 50 marks they have allotted for objective paper and 50 marks for the descriptive type. Okay, in phase 1 ARD the objective questions would be of straight in nature या कुछ applied, but when it comes to the phase 2 generally they are passage based questions would be asked and the level would be little bit high. Why? Because there are 2 marker questions as well. See, 30 questions, 50 marks. So here 10 questions would be of 10 markers and 20 questions would be of 2 marks. So 40 and 50. Okay, and you'll be given 30 minutes only. 30 questions, 30 minutes. But the thing is, you'll have passage based questions, very lengthy questions sometimes. So you have to be very careful on attempting this. And how can you ace with pace only? Okay, you have to ace this paper with pace. So how will that pace come? With proper practice and attempting good amount of MCQs or good amount of mock tests will help you a lot here. Next is the rest 50 marks. तो उसमें क्या है? ये तो descriptive है. Here they'll ask 6 questions of which you have to answer 4 questions only. उसमें भी 2 questions will be of 15 markers. थोड़ा सा difficulty level high रहता है इनका, and 2 questions would be of 10 markers. Okay, now since we are saying ESI plus ARD, now we know that we will be getting questions in descriptive from both ESI plus ARD. So immediately कुछ बच्चों का वो आइडिया आ जाता है, अरे यार आई एम वीक इन ARD और आई एम वीक इन ESI, लेट्स फोकस ऑन द ओनली वन सब्जेक्ट सो दैट आई कैन वर्कआउट एंड मैं ऑप्शंस में छोड़ दूंगा. राइट, यही आता है ना. सो प्लीज डोंट डू दैट, because 2 questions, 1 each from 15 markers and 10 markers would be compulsory questions. Okay, so compulsory questions होंगे, so you have to be very careful. And here for paper 2 you can't leave out any topic. जैसे phase 1 में हम लोग बोल देते these are some of the important topics that you can focus for ARD and ESA, accordingly हो जाता है, इतना टफ नहीं है. बट फेज 2 के लिए यू हैव टू वर्क लिटिल बिट हार्ड, फोकसिंग ऑन ईच एंड एवरी चैप्टर, ईच एंड एवरी टॉपिक. ओके, उसमें भी कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट चैप्टर्स होते हैं नो डाउट, बट सिंस कंपल्सरी क्वेश्चन से यू हैव टू बी वेरी केयरफुल ऑन दोज लाइन्स. ओके, एंड ये हो गया अपने 90 मिनट्स आपने लिख दिया है, नाउ मार्क्स भी आ गए, यू आर थ्रू. So next comes the personal interview. So before the personal interview, sometimes if the bank thinks that it is good to conduct, so they can, at the discretion of the bank only, they can go for some psychometric test as well. They'll try to analyze how you are going to work in a particular situation. All that they'll be checking. They'll try to understand your mentality, whether you'll be able to, you are a fit for the organization or not. Okay, लेकिन that all discretion of the bank, ये compulsory नहीं है. Okay, so ये हो गया. And one important point again, descriptive answers to be typing, not writing, using keyboard either in English or Hindi, दोनों में हो सकता है. So आप ये भी पास कर लिए. Now you'll move to final, that is personal interview. After that only final will come. So personal interview would be for 50 marks. Again, the candidate can opt for interview either in Hindi or English as per his or her convenience. Some important points, and as I've said, so whatever the marks that you score in mains plus whatever the marks that you score in personal interview, so total 250 ka, based on this you will be finally move to the final list. Okay, so before that, few important points that you have to focus. The calling ratio to qualify for the mains examination and interview would be general in the maximum of 1:25. Okay, for every post they will be calling 25 candidates for the mains examination, and for interview for every one post they will be calling at least 3 candidates. And there is a penalty for wrong answers marked by the candidate both for phase 1 and phase 2 objective में ही, and that is 1/4 is assigned to be deducted for every wrong answer given by the student. Phase 1, phase 2 again for objective, or that is MCQs only. Okay. Cutoffs in phase 1 and phase 2 may be applied in 2 stages on scores of the individual test and on total score. The same is applicable for both phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 2 may be individual, that is paper 1, paper 2, and then overall cutoff also they will be applying. Okay, so personal interview भी हो गया. Final क्या है, हमारा नाम लिस्ट में आ गया है. Right, this is how you have to visualize yourself. Only then you will be able to move forward. Right, so this is all from my end for today. So all about NABARD Grade A examination. So हमने देखा है सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट क्या है कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के बारे में जानना है. हमने थोड़ा जान लिया है उसके बारे में, इफ नॉट इन डिटेल एटलीस्ट बेसिक्स, बिकॉज अगेन डिटेल्ड में जाएंगे तो we have to cover in one session. That also we'll do soon. And next we have seen whether we are eligible or not. So we have seen that, okay, we are eligible in all ways, and then we started preparation. Now before starting preparation we try to understand the examination pattern. अब examination pattern में हमें समझ में आ गया. Now we went through the entire process of preparation and we started we gave the examination and we are through. Now next important question that comes, I know you all are wondering when NABARD Grade A 2024 exam would be. See, generally if we look at the past patterns, the last few years, barring 1 or 2 instances, NABARD has released the notification for Grade A. Every year आता है उसका जुलाई अगस्त उस तरफ से आता है, नो, इन द मंथ ऑफ जुलाई और अगस्त. सो दिस ईयर ऑल्सो ऑलमोस्ट RBI के बाद में ही आता है. सो सिंस वी आर एक्सपेक्टिंग RBI's notification somewhere around May, because elections are coming, otherwise it would have been in March, April. This year we are expecting that to be in May. So this we are expecting the same July or August. So by that time the notification will be released. So you have good amount of time. Plan yourself well. See first of all these in a stepwise manner, and if you are eligible and everything, go ahead with your preparation. Okay. So this is all that I wanted to highlight here. So these are some of my links. This is Telegram channel link wherein you can join. I'll be giving you all the updates related to the courses that have been launched by EduTerrain and the classes etc. that EduTerrain is conducting on YouTube and app, both free and paid. All the information will be provided here. Telegram app link, why I have created this, because here I wanted students to join and discuss. See, if you have any doubts, you generally what you do, I have given you my Telegram ID, so you generally try to come through that or through my WhatsApp that I have given, or through the app itself. ऐप का भी है, उसमें भी चैटिंग कर सकते हैं हम लोग. बट अगेन इफ द क्वायरी which I am going to resolve for you, if that can help others as well, it would be a great help for others also. So for that purpose exclusively I have launched this, so that if you have any questions, you can keep on asking me there. I'll be giving, and we can have a healthy discussion, and students also can have healthy discussion among themselves. For that sole reason I have launched this Telegram app, even though I had my Telegram channel. Okay, so I suggest you to join both and utilize this, an app download link, so that you can go through the courses, you can understand what kind of classes are being conducted, how that would be helpful for your exam preparation. All that Google Play Store में जाके आप EduTerrain डाल देंगे तो you will get that. Okay, YouTube link, so that subscribe to my YouTube channel, so that whatever sessions that I am conducting, you can get immediate notification. Bell icon भी दबाइए, so that you can get the notification and you won't miss out on any session. FB पेज, अगर आप FB पे हो तो आप उस पेज पे भी आप ज्वाइन कर सकते हो. There also I'll keep on sending the information. And for any other queries, you have queries, you can always write to me at helpdeskeduterrain@gmail.com. Okay, कई सारे links है, but all are important, so I wanted to highlight today. So thank you very much for being so patient and being with me. Yes, now the forum is open for the queries, your queries, questions, anything else that you have. Yes, anyone, any questions, queries, I'll be more than happy to look into this. Okay, Arpan. So Arpan, you're asking me, if I'm preparing for RBA Grade B, which we are expecting the notification to be somewhere around May, will the gap between the phase 2 and NABARD examination will be sufficient? See, when we talk about NABARD का, ठीक है, फेज 1 में RBA के लिए आप प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो, you were preparing for reasoning, quants, English and general awareness, which is almost same for NABARD examination, right? The only thing now you have to focus. उसके बाद एग्जाम हो गया आपका फेज 2 का. Now you are preparing for NABARD, and the only thing that you have to focus now is ARD and ESI. ARD, ESI, जनरल अवेयरनेस तो आप ऑलरेडी आपका हो गया है, इंग्लिश भी हो गया है, क्वांट्स हो गया, रीजनिंग हो गया, कंप्यूटर्स के लिए हार्डली 1 or 2 days would be enough. There are a lot of questions that are already freely available everywhere. If you can do that, सारे questions भी एक बार कर लेंगे, और the topics more than enough, 1 or 2 days, not much. And ARD, ESI, decision making में भी whatever the questions that are available already, mocks Google में बहुत सारे available है, कई सारे channels पे, that also you can do enough. So the only thing that you have to focus more on ARD and ESI. Now from this also, when we talk about ESI, more than almost 60 to 70% of ESI of NABARD and RBI is same, तो वहाँ वो प्रिपरेशन आपका हो गया है. सो ओनली यू हैव टू फोकस ऑन द रेस्ट 30 to 40% ऑफ योर ESI. थोड़ा सा रूरल इंडिया पे फोकस करना पड़ेगा, एंड आफ्टर दैट ARD. सो ARD के लिए थोड़ी सी मेहनत तो आपको करनी पड़ेगी. अगर आप ऑलरेडी एग्रीकल्चर बैकग्राउंड कुछ है तो इट विल बी वेरी इजी फॉर यू. अदरवाइज थोड़ा सा टाइम लगेगा, बट इट्स नॉट, यू कांट से दैट इट्स नॉट मैनेजेबल. इट इज मैनेजेबल एंड इट इज पॉसिबल. सो यहीं पे मैंने सब कुछ आपको दिखा दिया है. मोर देन 50% ऑफ योर प्रिपरेशन हैज ऑलरेडी बीन डन बिकॉज यू आर डूइंग preparing for your RBA Grade B examination. Okay, Arpan, hope I was able to answer your query. So सही strategy, सही plan करेंगे तो definitely you will be able to do. Yes, Arpan. You're most welcome, Arpan. Yes, any other questions, queries? See, simultaneously भी करेंगे तो obvious, since you are preparing almost common ही रहता है, थोड़ा सा level ऊपर नीचे नाबार्ड का you can say general awareness 20 questions ही है, here you are doing 80 questions. Okay, थोड़ा सा finance related यहाँ आते हैं, वहाँ पे rather than finance related to some schemes, एक आधा state schemes का आता है, regular government central government schemes के आते हैं questions, some reports, and this is all almost similar, sports related and all that. Science and technology, awards, rewards, जो भी same whatever that you are doing, the same would be applicable there. Okay, so I can see no questions are coming, no problem. I have already given you a very good list through which you can reach out to me. So you can reach out to me through any of those avenues with whatever you have. So thank you very much once again. Please take good care of yourself. Good night and see you all tomorrow same time at 8:30 on YouTube. Thank you. Bye bye.